Well guys, this is it. The final Halloween Ends trailer is here. How's it going everyone? As always, my name is Jimmy Champane, and if you like monsters, slashers, pretty much any movie shot during, set during, or inspired by the 1980s, this is the channel for you. We are in the final stretch. We have the final Halloween Ends trailer, and guys, this was an awesome trailer. I think it revealed a lot about the movie, which is probably why they waited until right before release to drop it. It's awesome. It brings the energy, it brings the callbacks, it brings everything I wanted to see about this trailer for what's going to be the final movie in Laurie Strode's saga, which is kind of crazy to even think about. Before I jump into the breakdown, make sure you stick around till the end of the video because I am working on something super cool that I promise every Halloween fan is going to want to know about. So yeah, this intro combined with what David Gordon Green has said over the past few months about this whole movie being inspired by Christine sort of thing basically confirms all of my theories that I've been talking about over the past couple months. The biggest one being that Corey Cunningham is going to be the Arnie Cunningham to Michael Myers' Christine. So he's going to be some sort of fanboy, worshiper, I don't know. He's gonna go looking for Michael though after he's vanished for 4 years into the sewers of Haddonfield, and we're going to see somehow him take Michael Myers' costume, because at this point I am convinced that he is going to be wearing Michael Myers' costume for at least part of this movie, because that easily explains all of these different shots we've seen where Michael is wearing rings, the mask doesn't look quite right on his head, he's got 2 fingers back that he's been missing, he looks cleaner overall than the last time we saw him in Halloween Kills. You know, all of those different things we've been noticing in the past few trailers, TV spots, and I guess screenshots and interviews. Laurie, as we've seen, is looking a lot better. It looks like she's finally moved on from what happened in Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, but she is convinced that she's seen Michael Myers outside of her window, and she's telling Lindsay, who now works at the bar from Halloween Kills, it looks like. Now, we don't exactly know how Lindsay's going to react to hearing that Michael Myers is back after 4 years, but we know how Allison is going to react, and it's not good. She's like totally not believing Laurie. She's saying she's obsessed with death. She's shaking her, being like, let me move on from this, while clearly it looks like Laurie has moved on, but she really did see Michael Myers. And honestly, I gotta be real, I don't understand why Allison, potentially Lindsay, the town of Haddonfield maybe, are all so skeptical and believing Laurie Strode after she was right about Michael being back in 2018. Like, she was trying to tell everyone that he was back, no one listened to her, and he went on one of his biggest, if not the biggest massacres he's ever committed ever in his entire life, and everyone's like, nah, Laurie's just crazy. Once again, she's just flaring up her craziness and she thinks Michael Myers is back, but there's no way. There's no way that she could be right twice, guys. She was right once, there's just no chance, no shot she could be right twice. Obviously, even though it looks like someone else is going to be wearing Michael's costume for part of this movie, there are multiple shots within this trailer and all of the other footage where we've seen that yes, the real Michael Myers will make an appearance in this movie, which is great, and I don't know why people ever doubted that, but for some reason they did. I've seen comments about it. So yeah, we now know that the original, the real, the true Michael Myers is going to be back, in addition to this new person wearing the costume, who I'm putting all bets on Corey Cunningham being that person. And just being real for a sec, the only person who I really understand being skeptical about Michael being back is Allison, and it's not really being skeptical, it's more that she probably does not want to relive in any way what happened back in 2018. I mean, she lost her dad, she lost her boyfriend, she lost all of her friends, she lost like so many people she knew, and her mom. Like, this is crazy how many people she ended up losing in one night. So she is the only person who gets a free pass from me personally about not believing Laurie saying that Michael is officially back after 4 years of disappearing. And before I jump into the rest of the trailer, I have to point out that from a shot work and lighting standpoint, and even like costume standpoint, this is the best looking of the 3 Halloween movies we've gotten since 2018. I love those scenes in Halloween Kills where Michael is standing on the porch. I think that looks great, but this really looks like, I don't know how to say it, a film. It's not really going for that super dark look until later in the trailer. All of the shots of like Halloween night with the kids in costumes, all the lights, it all looks so absolutely stunning to me, and this movie really feels like fall. It's kind of crazy that like as they've gone farther and farther south with filming from North Carolina to South Carolina and now Georgia, the movie that looks the most like fall is the one shot the farthest south. It's kind of crazy, right? And I was gonna put this later in the video, but man, those decorations, they just look so good. I was excited about the decorations in Halloween 2018. If you go way back to when I was doing trailer breakdowns for that movie, I was kind of like meh on Halloween Kills decorations. They're there just weren't enough of them, and we saw so much of Haddonfield without decorations that it didn't really totally have that crisp fall Halloween night. And I remember in my review, one of my big requests was that they look into that and make sure they get way more decorations. Like, do as many as they can, and then when they feel like it's too much, just add more Halloween decorations and costumes. And it looks like they listened, which is great. I know there's people who are like, why is Haddonfield still celebrating Halloween? And to that, I say, like I say on so many other things, you are vastly overthinking not only this movie, but you probably overthink a lot of other movies. Look, we get it, you're the next Kubrick, but for me, I grew up on 80s horror or late 70s and 80s horror where, you know, stuff was crazy and they didn't really concern themselves with like making a list of every single plot hole that could be picked apart by people on the internet, because they didn't have to. And I'm not holding any movie really to that standard because it's just more fun for me that way. And that's exactly how I feel here. So yeah, is it weird that people are kind of celebrating Halloween in this town where Michael Myers murdered so many people on Halloween night? I guess, yeah. Do I really care all that much? No, because I want to see a movie set on Halloween night where a maniac goes around in a white mask and murders people. I'm a simple guy. Anyway, later on in the trailer, we finally get to see Laurie fire that shot when she's aiming the gun at the person who we thought was the imposter Michael Myers in that first trailer. And I am still convinced that that person is Corey Cunningham. Even though the outfit lines up with other parts in the trailer, I think this person, who I think is Corey, is going to take a bullet from Laurie Strode, and that's how maybe he'll make his way back into the sewers and the real Michael Myers will come back out to play, which sounds like a really cool plot to me. And I've seen people kind of going back and forth on whether or not they're okay with someone else wearing Michael Myers' costume, killing people as Michael Myers. I'm fine with it personally. It's doing something new with this franchise that has over 10 movies in it at this point and has been around for over 40 years. I'm fine with that as long as the real Michael Myers at least gets a few kills in and he's the one fighting Laurie at the end of the movie. That's really my big expectation here, because from what I've seen, they got the decorations right, they got the overall film style right, they're calling back to the first movie in some really cool ways. Laurie looks awesome in this movie. Allison already has the most reason to want revenge against Michael Myers, and if her new boyfriend from that behind the scenes footage we've seen is also teaming up with Michael Myers in some way, she's gonna have even more reason to seek vengeance. And if she makes it out of this movie, that sets her up even better to carry the franchise going forward, which is awesome. We've gotten even more footage of the radio station and the DJ there seemingly being killed by Michael Myers. He's the guy that we've heard is like obsessed with Michael, is wondering where he's been the past 4 years, is wondering whether or not he's immortal, and I guess this guy is about to find out. Towards the end of the trailer, there's a great recreation of the shot where Laurie thinks she's taken out Michael and then he sits up in the background and puts his mask on. I get that it's kind of on the nose to just perfectly recreate that shot in 2022, but do I really care? Again, no, because it looks so good, and in this trailer, the warp cut between those shots lines them up perfectly, and I just think that's really cool. You know, this is a very nostalgic movie for me, a very nostalgic franchise. I am definitely a biased critic when it comes to Halloween, and for a big fan like me, seeing a shot recreated like that but done well is cool. It shows respect for the franchise and it doesn't feel cheap to me. At the end, we get a really cool supercut, and I'm just going to point out that there's no way that this person holding Michael Myers' mask is Michael. Not only are the shoes wrong, the jumpsuit is a little bit baggy, but as you can kind of very clearly see, his left hand has all the fingers on it. So yeah, this is the imposter Michael Myers. And I just thought about it more. I really am excited about this plot line. Again, it's something cool and new for this franchise that looks like, from the marketing and what we've heard from the director and the people involved with this movie, it seems like they're going in with very respectful intentions and they're not just trying to trick people and be like, oh look, everyone's coming out to see Michael Myers and we totally faked them out. It looks like they really believe in this plot that they've created, and it seems like, to me at least, we really are getting a more dramatic slasher, more in tune with what we saw in 2018, but maybe even more in tune with what we saw in 1978, which is what people have been requesting ever since Halloween 2018 came out. So yeah, is it different? For sure. Does it seem cool? Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a character running around in Michael Myers' costume recreating his kills, like the one where he stabbed Bob into the wall. He does that to the new character in the trailer. What I'm really crossing my fingers though is that, unlike with Halloween Kills and to some extent Halloween 2018, I hope that this trailer didn't reveal all the kills and that the real Michael does get a chance to do some killing of his own, and that's what we had hidden in this trailer. If all of the kills in this trailer are all of the kills in the movie like we had with Halloween Kills, I'll be a little bit disappointed, just like I was with Halloween Kills coming out of that. Realizing that every kill in the movie was spoiled in the trailer, I mean, how could you not be disappointed by that? Just like we saw that people who worked on the movie were disappointed by that. I think that's totally reasonable. But either way, those are my concerns going in. At the end of the day, I think this is an incredible trailer, and honestly, between the first trailer we got for this movie and the second trailer we've just gotten, this is the best marketing we've seen, I think, from this Halloween trilogy. And I just really hope that no matter how much this movie makes in the theaters or how much money it makes by converting subscriptions on Peacock, that all the fans out there really enjoy this movie and have a good time with it, like I'm going to try to do going in. You know, it's not every year we get a Halloween movie in October, and I really like the creative team that's working on this movie, whether it's David Gordon Green, Danny McBride, Christopher Nelson, Ryan Turek. Everyone I've ever interacted with who's worked on this franchise in some way has been super knowledgeable, super respectful of the source material, and super enjoyable to talk to. So I was gonna say I'm gonna give these people the benefit of the doubt, but based on the other two movies, I don't feel like I have to, because I really like Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. So try to go in with an open mind, try to have fun, try to enjoy the fact that we are getting a Halloween movie in October, because like I just said, that doesn't happen every year. And getting back to the point I was trying to make, I hope this isn't the last Halloween movie, because I love getting huge horror movies like this in theaters, especially when they're in the slasher genre. And it really seems like Friday the 13th is coming back too. So not having Halloween movies releasing concurrently with that would be kind of crazy. So I don't know what's gonna happen after Halloween ends, but I'm crossing my fingers that we at the very least get more Halloween movies, and maybe double crossing my fingers that we get Halloween movies with Allison, because she is set up to be the perfect final girl now that we know that this is officially going to be Laurie Strode's last movie. So now that you've seen my breakdown for the final Halloween Ends trailer, I have something even cooler to tell you about. I'm putting together a tribute video for Laurie Strode herself, Jamie Lee Curtis, that may be shown to her before Halloween Ends releases, and may also be posted on Universal's website, social feeds, and YouTube channel. And since you're all the biggest Halloween fans in the world, I would love if you were a part of it. All you have to do is send in a vertical video of you and only you that's super important, where you talk about these three things. First, your memories seeing the original Halloween movie, the one that made us fans in the first place. Second, what it's been like to see Laurie Strode back in a new trilogy to close out her 40+ year saga. And third, a thank you for Jamie Lee Curtis if you'd like to include one. Also, more important information, you can only submit a video if you're 18 or older and live in the United States. And just because I have to make this super clear, if you do submit a video, you are consenting that Universal can use it in this tribute. Once you're happy with your video, you can submit it to lauriestrodetribute@gmail.com, and that's it. Oh, and do your best to keep your video short and sweet, and the final submission cutoff is October 3rd. Anyway guys, I'm super excited about this, and I hope you are too. As always, my name is Jimmy Champane, and I'll see you in the next one. Shape on.